Hello and welcome to episode 13. This time we're telling you all about how you can save up to 40% on your future shore excursions. Our ship of the week is Atlas World Voyager. We'll tell you all about the ship and what you'll find on board. Plus, Paul has some great deals that are available right now, and we'll check the latest cruise and travel news and hear how Snakes on a Plane isn't just a movie anymore. So, let's start the show!
It's time to get your cruise on.
This is Cruise and Travel with Paul McAllister.
Hello, I'm Steve, and with me is Paul McAllister, the chief dream cruise creator behind 101cruise.com.au, and this is Roof, our dog. Yes!
Hi, Roof.
Hello, sit down.
Good boy. This is a podcast that takes you into the world of cruising and lets you in on the big cruising deals. You can find out more on our website, 101cruise.com.au, by signing up for our newsletter.
All right, well, that noise means it's time for you to tell us about a couple of great deals that you've found.
Don't I have some great deals for you, Steve? Azamara Journey, we do like Azamara. It's a great ship because it includes all of your beverages in your ticket price. So just remember that when we're going through it. It's a 13-night cruise. Departing on 16th of September 2025, you're going to depart from Bordeaux in France to Barcelona in Spain. A great cruise. You're going to travel through parts of Spain, down to Lisbon, back into Seville, Gibraltar, Malaga in Spain, and then on to Valencia and finishing up in Barcelona. Now, an inside room in US dollars would normally set you back $17,074, but at 101 Cruise, we have it for $3,699 US dollars per person. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a saving of over $13,000.
Wow.
Or 78% off. It's a great deal.
That is good for Azamara.
It is.
We've been on Azamara before. It's quite nice.
It is. It's a lovely ship. A smaller style.
They've got 4, I think, but they're all
can
identical.
You name them all? Quest.
Journey.
Pursuit. Yes. And I never remember the last one.
And the other one.
Yeah, that one. And then we've got a balcony as well. Normally a balcony would set you back in US dollars, $18,354 per person, but not at 101 Cruise. We've got it on at $3,799 US dollars per person. Now that's again 79% off, or just over $14,500. Great deals. Now, the second deal we have for you today is on Emerald Princess with Princess Cruises. It's a 15-night cruise. It is a relocating cruise. So lots of sea days, not so many ports. It departs on the 11th of October, 2025. Going to start off leaving Southampton. You're going to end up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You're going to go to Paris. That's a great spot to go to. Virgo, Spain, Madeira, Portugal, and then you're going to end up in Fort Lauderdale. Now, a brochure price for an inside room would be normally $2,964 US dollars per person, but at 101 Cruise, we have it on at $929 per person. That's US dollars. It's amazing. That's $62 per day per person, Steve.
Sounds good.
I know. Or grab an ocean view room. Normally that would set you back in US dollars, $3,058. But at 101 Cruise, we have it on at $987 per person. Now that's saving you over $2,000 and works out to $66 US dollars per person per day. Or why not grab a balcony? Normally would set you back in US dollars, $3,564. But at 101 Cruise, we have it on at $1,389 US dollars per person. That's a saving of over $2,000. And that ends up being $93 US dollars per person per day. Again, it's great value. Now, all these prices are in US dollars and are valid at the 4th of June and subject to change and availability.
4th of July.
Right. What did I say? 4th of June.
Okay.
Silly.
What have you got coming up?
Oh, what do I have coming up? We're going to talk about Atlas Cruises, which I do love, and a great special with them.
So you'll give us that later in the show.
Absolutely.
Now the latest cruise and travel news.
Well, it was all over the news this week. A Disney Cruise Line vacation descended into chaos last Sunday after a child fell overboard, a little 5-year-old, prompting her father to jump in after her. Both are okay now. Here's how it all unfolded. It was on Disney Dream as it sailed between the Bahamas and Fort Lauderdale in Florida. The 5-year-old girl fell overboard from the ship's fourth deck, which has a jogging track surrounded by railings and plexiglass. After she fell overboard, witnesses say the girl's mother alerted her husband with an almighty squeal, I bet, who didn't see the incident, and he jumped into the ocean to save her. This prompted a man overboard alert, a MOB port side, to be broadcast on the ship. He trod water for about 20 minutes, they reckon, before being rescued. One passenger described how she witnessed the two enter the ocean and nearly disappear into the horizon.
How scary.
The captain slowed the ship and turned it around because they can't stop them straight away. As soon as they
don't have brakes,
turn it off, it takes a couple of Ks to slow down. So he slowed the ship, turned it around, and they deployed a tender ship with people on it to get them, and they saw them rescue the dad and the daughter. There were all sorts of rumours about the father of the 5-year-old placing her on the balcony railing to take some photos of her, but contrary to online speculation, the little girl lost her balance while sitting on the railing and fell backward through a porthole. Seemed quite weird. Seeing that this is the cruise and travel podcast, we also wanted to let you know about some other things happening in the travel industry. Remember the 2006 film Snakes on a Plane?
Sure do.
Well, while that was a work of fiction as far as I'm aware, the basic premise of reptiles finding themselves on an aircraft became real life this week in India when an Air India flight from Thailand, customs officials caught a passenger attempting to smuggle more than a dozen snakes back to Mumbai in their carry-on baggage.
I don't understand this.
I know. Why wouldn't you put it in your check-in?
That's even worse, actually.
The passenger was arrested and further investigation is underway. But on top of that, an Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours this week after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding Virgin VA 337 at Melbourne Airport bound for Brisbane. The snake turned out to be a harmless 60 centimetre, that's about 2 feet, green tree snake. But snake catcher Mark Pelly said he thought it could be venomous when he approached it in the darkened hold.
Imagine being on that plane, sitting there as a passenger, and you see a snake. I'd freak out.
Well, it was in the cargo hold. They wouldn't have seen it. But
I know of planes that have had snakes, especially if they've been up in tropical places.
Okay, well, that's enough of that. 4 pilots have been grounded following a collision between two Vietnam Airlines planes, a 787 Dreamliner and an A321. The incident occurred a few days ago. You might have seen it pop up in your news feed. The 787 Dreamliner was taxiing at Hanoi International Airport. There was visible damage to the 787's wingtip and the Airbus A321's vertical stabiliser. Both aircraft have been grounded pending maintenance. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner was carrying 259 passengers on its flight to Ho Chi Minh City, and the Airbus A321 was transporting 127 people. No injuries were reported among the passengers on both flights. However, the collision caused significant disruptions, forcing all passengers from both aircraft to be evacuated and rebooked on other flights. Now, Paul, as a person who flies in aircraft just about every day, would they have felt that inside both planes?
Oh, yes, you would have. Definitely. The plane would have shook with that impact. Anything that moves onto an aircraft, you will feel it. It's quite a sudden hit. And it's a noise. And the noise would have been horrific, to be honest, because it's a really metallic sound. And it would have been very obvious to everyone that they've been hit.
Fingernails on the blackboard.
Oh, worse than that. It's really yucky. It's not a good sound at all. Look, when you're even taxiing out to the runway and you stop, and if it's high wind, the whole aircraft starts shaking. So they definitely would have felt it.
Wow. And you've got a story to finish off with?
I do. AirAsia has announced they will order 50 Airbus A321XLR aircraft. Now, these are the ones that Qantas received one of this week. And they've got the rights for another 20 aircraft. Now, that purchase alone is $12.25 billion. It's amazing. Now, AirAsia is one of the largest low-cost carriers in the Asia area, and they have big plans to expand their long-haul international network. They've already got an order for 323 additional planes over the next decade, and the 321XLR will be configured up to 236 passengers. This will be able to enable them long-range capabilities with the aircraft, and they're looking at hubs around the world to actually have point-to-point flights, enabling simple itineraries around the globe. Tony Fernandez, the airline's CEO, is looking at Dubai to open up doors to destinations across the Middle East and Africa. They're also looking at Japan to start to go back into North America. Now, this is very exciting for them because that's a major big change. They did do it before COVID, where they were using Kensai Airport at Osaka to go to Honolulu. So big plans for AirAsia. We do like them. I think they're a great airline, and they're really into expanding around the world.
Fly them to Bali all the time.
Yes, now, we do.
Just for context, the A321neo, they're configuring up to 236 passengers. What are Qantas doing with theirs?
Well,
what's the config there?
Yeah, so our config on the 321XLR is 20 seats in business class and 176 or 180, depending on how they're configured, in economy. So business class will take up 5 rows. So that's 5 rows. It's 2 and 2. So that has a lot more space taken. So they'll just squash a lot more people onto that aircraft.
But the A321neo is different, is it? To the XLR?
Yes, the Neo is slightly smaller.
Oh, okay. So 236 is what they have on their Neos. So
that's what they're having on their Neos, which I would say they're going to put on their XLRs. They may put on the XLR a business class, we don't know, but they do on their A330 on their international routes. They have flat beds. They're angled, so it'll be interesting to see what they'll do with the aircraft.
Okay. And finally, the World Expo 2025 is underway in Osaka, Japan, hosted on Umeshima, which is a man-made island in Osaka Bay. The expo is running through until October 13, and this World Expo carries the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives. It's focusing on 3 pivotal sub-themes: saving lives, empowering lives, and connecting lives. These themes aim to address global challenges and envision sustainable solutions for the future. The venue features a distinctive ring-shaped design with the Grand Ring, as they're calling it, serving as a central architectural marvel. Now, this wooden structure is about 2 kilometres in circumference, and it offers panoramic views of the surrounding sea and sky, emphasising a marine connection, a first in World Expo history. About 150 countries and 25 international organisations are showcasing their innovations and cultures across various pavilions. They reckon that around 28 million people are going to visit World Expo before it finishes in October. The last World Expo was in Dubai in 2020, and of course it was here in Australia, in Brisbane, in 1988.
I went to that one in 1988.
Of course you did.
I know. It was my first exposure to World Expo. I loved it. Can we go to Japan and do that? Because I think it would be great fun.
Well,
come on. Have you been?
If anybody is going to Japan, you might like to consider a couple of days in Osaka.
It'd be cool.
To walk on the 2 kilometre ring.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You don't do the walking thing, I know.
Harsh. All right, let's move on. Well, in this episode, you wanted to talk about our new partnership with Shore Excursions.
Yeah, look, we've just signed up to Shore Excursion and we're very excited about it because it gives you a great opportunity of booking tours through another option instead of having to go through a cruise line. Let's talk about what happens for those people who haven't done a cruise before so they understand. When you get on the cruise line will have all these tours and excursions that you can do when you go into port. What's a good thing about when you book with the cruise line is that they guarantee that they'll wait for you if anything happens to your tour. So like it does happen where a bus will break down and they will ring the ship and say, hey, listen, we're broken down. The cruise ship will wait for you. If you were to book an excursion with an external company and something happens like that, they won't wait for you. You'll be waving goodbye to them as they take off at normal time.
And we've all seen those little clips that pop up on Instagram with ships pulling away from the wharf, and there's some latecomers running down the wharf, yelling, waving at it, hoping that it'll
captain will turn around and come
back in and pick them up, but they don't.
No, they don't.
And if that does happen, it's up to you to get yourself to the next port. And you've got no clothes and anything else with you probably, apart from the ones that you're wearing. So you have to foot the bill to get to the next port to catch up with the ship. And so it's a good thing that the official
if you book through
excursions through the cruise line do wait for you.
Exactly. And it puts a lot of people off of booking externally because of that fact.
But
however,
they're bloody expensive.
Oh, that's the thing with the cruise ships. They do make a lot of money on that and they work on that. So it is a very good profit for them.
And they drive it really hard during the cruise as well. Like they're talking about it all the time over the loudspeakers. And
every day you get a newsletter and there's always a special about the different tours that are available.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people just don't want to do the big groups and all that. And they do like to just book their own. Some people just like to, we were talking to a couple of people a couple of days ago, just like to get off the ship and see who's on the wharf. There's some drivers on the wharf and
they get a taxi or a cab and off they go and tour around. Yeah. We've done that. Look, we generally don't book tours when we're on board unless we're going into a city or a country that might have a security risk attached to it. And when we did Cape Town to Canary Islands, we went up the west coast of Africa. And look, when we went to a couple of places, there was a few security alerts on it. So we're like, okay, let's do a tour with the cruise ship and know that we're in a safe zone. So, which was good. The great thing about shore excursions is they actually will guarantee that you will get back onto the cruise ship. And if you don't, for some unforeseen reason, they will then transport you and accommodate you until you get back onto the ship.
So they will get you to the next port.
They will fly you or get you there to the next port, and they'll pay your accommodation, your travel costs, and they'll give you $1,000 US per person for inconvenience.
Wow. So that is practically a guarantee. Well, it is a guarantee. They do guarantee to get you back. I'm sure they don't want to pay and fork out for all that because it would just be too expensive. Yeah. They will if they have to, but that's how much they guarantee getting you back to the ship. They will get you back there.
They will. And that's what I think is very reassuring for anyone that's going to book them, knowing that they've got that guarantee there and it's in writing. And you'll see this all over our website and their website as well.
And the actual tours are guaranteed as well. Like if it's a shit tour in the end, they will give you your money back. They promise to do that. It's satisfaction guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Look, and I'm going to go through and talk all about that. Look, and it's not just one or two tours. They've got 4,500 tours excursions in over 300 ports worldwide. So that's amazing. They've had 4.9 million tours delivered to date, and they get a rating of 4.7 out of 5 from 49,000 reviews.
Wow.
So, look, they've got a really good reputation out there as well. And look, while other cruise companies will sell you the cruise, these shore excursions are focused on exclusivity on shore. They utilise experts from the highest quality shore excursions and delivered by local experts. And I like that because you're going to hear things from a local that will show you around. They also have different types of sizes of groups that you can go on. So you can go with a private group, which can be a group of 4 or more. That will cost you a little bit more to do that, but it's worth it in the long run if you want to have that really personalised experience. Or you can go on a smaller group, which can be anywhere from 2 to 20 people, and you'll have a one-on-one experience with that tour guide. Or you can go for a standard, which is anything from 20 to 50 people, and that's what you're mostly going to see when you go on a organised tour from the cruise ship. So there's lots of different options in there as well.
And the great thing about this is that these are up to 40% cheaper than what you'll pay doing it through the ship.
Yeah, they are. And you're going to save money, which is a great thing. The other thing we love about it, for people who are living in Australia, you're going to be able to buy this in Australian dollars. It will be showing up on your itineraries as in Australian dollars, which is great. Obviously, any country that you're going to be in, you can get it in your currency as well. They're also committed to having the best prices, so you'll thoroughly enjoy your vacation experience. They guarantee to have lower prices on the cruise ship, sometimes as much as low as 40%, and the quality of their their tours are exceptional. As we said, smaller groups, around 12 people, offering a far more personalised experience. And look, if you don't like it and you didn't enjoy it, they will give you your money back guarantee.
Yeah. So, quite often you buddy up with people on a cruise ship, like you make friends with, another couple or a couple of couples, and you start to hang out a little bit together for pre-dinner drinks and things like that. So you can actually get a little group together of 4 or 6 people.
We did that in Vietnam.
Yeah, if you all want to, do the same sort of shore excursion. So, yeah, there's lots of opportunities there. We're very excited about this partnership with Shore Excursions, and you can find it on our website, 101cruise.com.au. Once you've signed up and you've got access into the website, you can see it on the top menu bar there, and just click on that and it'll take you straight in, and you just type in.
It's really easy because you just put in your cruise ship that you're going on, say Celebrity, and then you put in Edge, and then it will come up with the dates of all the cruises, and you just select yours that you need to put in, and then off you go. All the tours will come up. Just something else, and I think this is for people's peace of mind as well. They also have a 24/7 support phone number as well, so you can contact them anytime and have a chat to them. So they're really, really into having really good customer service.
So Shore Excursions, check it out on our website, 101cruise.com.au. If you get the newsletter each week, if you signed up, there will be some information on that on the website as well. Uh-oh, look, I can see what's coming in. That means it's our ship of the episode.
Yes, it is.
This is so that everyone starts to get a picture of what different types of ships there are out there. And this time, you've chosen Atlas World Navigator.
No, World Voyager.
A World Voyager, sorry.
That's all right. Look, and I think we haven't been on Atlas yet, and I'd love to because they're a really small ship. You're looking at 200 people on board and a crew of 200. So you're going to have that personalised one-to-one experience.
This is one of our bucket list ships.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. So the Voyager was built in 2020. It was cruising around with a German cruise line called Nikos Cruises, and then in 2023, Atlas took them over in the beginning of their winter. They revamped the ship to make it more luxurious for you, and it's fantastic. 6 decks. Look, it's a gross tonnage for those nerds out there like to know these sort of things of 10,000 ton, and its length is 423 feet. So it's not a huge ship. And it has 6 decks in total. On board, you'll have a pool, there's spas on board, there's a gym, there's a running track, all the normal things that you're going to find on a large ship you'll find on this one as well. But it is that luxury, it's ultra luxury experience. So you've got some amazing dining options on there as well. The Madeira is the everyday restaurant that you will go to, but it's the food that they present is world class. It's real foodies experience. They've got a Paula's Pantry, which is like your cafe that you can go to and grab a snack, your coffee in the morning. And then they've also got the aft grill, which is on the pool deck. Very cool area to go and sit at night if it's beautiful weather and have some beautiful steaks laying around with the pool. Look, when you're looking at the bars, there's the Dome, which is the observation lounge, which is a really beautiful, beautiful area right at the front of the ship. And I love an observation bar because that's where you sit there and you just see where you're going into the horizon. I love them, and it's a really beautifully set up bar there too. They've got an auditorium where they'll do shows and lectures. The Atlas Lounge is a more sophisticated area where you can sit around and play cards and have trivia competitions as well. And then there's Zephyr's Lounge as well, which is just a nice chill out area to have your morning coffee or a late night nightcap. The cruise ship goes to smaller ports, which is what makes Atlas so special because their itineraries are very personalised. They're not going to go into the bigger ports, although they do, but they'll start targeting smaller areas where big ships can't go into and giving you that amazing experience. They also have an open bridge policy, so you've got to get permission from the captain, but he likes people to come up and have a chat and come and see the deck.
You can drive the ship for a while.
Well,
that's awesome.
Don't know if that's on offer, but you could ask and see what happens.
Is that Santorini over there, Captain? Let's just head over there for a bit.
Yeah, no. Let's go to Santorini and stay there for the night. Look, the cabins are spectacular. We just think they're amazing. They have a different range. So they have an adventure ocean view stateroom. That's on deck 3. It's a occupancy for 2 people, 180 square feet, but in the old metrics, it's 17 square metres, so a decent size. Then there's the Horizon stateroom, and that is an ocean view again, but it's slightly bigger, 270 square metres or 270 square feet or 25 square metres. That has a little Juliet balcony, which is very cool. Then we go into the Veranda Deluxe staterooms. Again, a larger styled room. It's 300 square feet, or in the old, in our modern world, 128 square metres.
That's gigantic.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And but beautifully designed and beautiful marble bathrooms. Then you go into the largest suite, which is the Journey Suite. Now you'll find them on deck 5 and 6, 382 square feet. So that is a really decent size suite and beautifully presented again. So what do you get on your Atlas cruise? You get all-inclusive lifestyle, luxury and refined rooms.
What does that mean? So are you getting all your dining?
Yeah, so all your
dining, your alcohol?
You're going to get all your alcohol. You're going to get all your gratuities. Wi-Fi, what they do is they give you 1 gigabyte of data free, and then after that, you have to buy your Wi-Fi. So if you can do it under 1 gig, you're okay. They don't include the excursion. So that's when you jump onto Shore Excursions via our website and book your excursions as well. But they do some really good Epicurean type dinners on board, and also dinners, and they focus them to the port that they're going into.
Do they have special?
No, they don't, because it's so small. They want to keep you in the community. So they've just got the 2 main dining areas, which is great. But it is a polar category ship, so it goes down to Antarctica as well. So.
It can cut through ice and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So it's 198 people, is it? It's
200. It's 198. They've got 200.
200 people, which is
200 crew.
Really not. 1 crew per person.
Yeah, and they really, their crew are really encouraged to be engaging. So they'll be over the top friendly and helpful in trying to get you through this cruise and making sure that you have this most spectacular time.
1-to-1 passenger to crew ratio.
You don't get that a lot on cruise ships.
Of.
Yeah, I know. It's usually 1.5 or 2, but this one's is very special. And when you have go online and check it out, because it looks spectacular.
And there's lots of pictures of the restaurants, like the food and all that, because
they take so much of their food, because it is so, it's a foodie's delight.
So check it out. It's called Atlas World
Voyager.
There's they got 4?
They do. Let me tell you.
So World Navigator is what I said earlier. That's one of them.
Yep.
There's World Explorer, I think.
Yep, I'm just bringing it up.
World Navigator.
World Navigator, World Traveller, World Voyager, and one that's hiding from me.
I think we've covered them
there
all.
Is 4.
So, yeah. So it's a bucket list ship for us. I would put it on your bucket list.
And to do Antarctica on it would be incredible. And if you'd like any more information, jump onto our website, send us an email, and I can get you some quotes.
Well, give us an idea. Like it's not going to be cheap.
No, well, yeah.
You've got one coming up.
I do have one coming up. Do you want me to go to that now?
Well, let me push this and then, yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Funny you said that, Steve.
What a smooth segue that was.
That was just beautiful.
So, yes, what can you do for us?
Okay, so 7-night cruise departing 29th of August 2025 from Reykjavik in Iceland to Dublin. Sorry, Reykjavik in Iceland to Dublin in Ireland. Gee, there's too many I's in there. It's an awesome cruise. You're going to go to Stormy Way in Scotland, Douglas Isle. Now, remember, they don't have inside rooms, so your ocean view room would normally set you back $8,999 but at 101 Cruise, we have it for $4,534 per person.
How many days?
It is 7 nights.
Right, 7 nights.
Yeah.
And it's how much for us?
For an ocean view room, it's $4,534. You're saving $4,500. It's 50% off.
Okay, so it's hexy. It's
expensive, but you've got to remember you're going to pay for that. You're not on a big ship, so you got 100 people, 200 people on there. So it's only 100 cabins if you're looking at it that way.
Yeah, be worth it.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely. You got to do it once.
Oh, totally. Look, at a balcony would normally set you back $10,499, but at 101 Cruise we have it for $6,514. So, that's 38% off. It is spectacular. You're going to love it. If you want to do something really, really special, look at Atlas. You'd love them.
So our whole concept of 101 Cruises, 101cruise.com.au is cheaper discounted cruises. With Atlas, what do they tend to get up to in percentages off?
This is pretty good to get a discount of this amount.
50% off is pretty good.
It's very good.
Because some of the cruise lines we get up to 80%, occasionally with specials.
But you're going to look at that when you're looking at a big cruise line. So you're looking at Celebrity and Royal Caribbean and the bigger style ships, because they will discount because they'll have extra rooms. If you've got 100 cabins, they don't need to discount as much, do they?
What else have you got?
All right, we've got one talking about a big ship, Crown Princess. Now, this is a great cruise. It's a 36-night cruise, all right, leaving on the 20th of August 2025. It's departing from New York in USA to Sydney, which is great, but you're going to go through the Panama Canal. So that's a really cool experience to do. Right. So obviously you go to Miami, you go to Colombo, you go to Peru, you go to Easter Island in Chile, Adamstown in Pitcairn. I've never heard of that before.
Pitcairn Island, isn't it?
I've never heard of it before.
Pitcairn Island.
I've never heard. Anyway, Papeete in Tahiti. And I think you stay there for a couple of nights too, which is cool. That is on my bucket list. Then on to French Polynesia and Moorea in French Polynesia. And then you go to New Zealand and end up back home in Australia at Sydney. Now, a brochure price for an inside room is $14,246 per person, but at 101 Cruise we have it on at $5,519. That's 61% off and $153 per person per day, which isn't bad value for 36 days, really, is it? And then an ocean view room would normally set you back in US dollars, $14,736, but at 101 Cruise we have it on at $7,569 per person, and that's 49% off. And why not go to a balcony? Normally we'll set you back in US dollars, $18,036 per person, but we have it for $8,290. So it's great value. That's 54% off. And I've got a fifth one for you today. We don't normally do 5, but I couldn't let this one go by. I'll do it really quick. 15 nights, 11th of October 2025 on Holland America, Rotterdam. It's from Rotterdam in the Netherlands to Fort Lauderdale, so a relocating cruise again. You're going to go to Bruges in Belgium. You're going to go to Paris, then on to Portland in England, Cornwall, Kings Wharf in Bermuda, and end up in Florida. Normal price for an inside room is $5,539. You get this, $964 US per person on 101 Cruise. That's 62% off, or $64 US per person per day. Ocean View would normally set you at $2,914. We've got it on for $1,414. That's a saving of $1,500 or $94 per person per day. And if you're going to go for a balcony, why not? $3,139 normally, but at 101 Cruise, we've got it on at $1,664 per person US, and that's $111 per person per day. It's great value. Now, remember, all of these prices are valid at the 4th of July They're all in US dollars and they're subject to change in availability. And if you're an airline crew, please contact me at paul@101cruise.com.au and I can see what I can do for you.
Remember, you can get access to all the deals by signing up to our newsletter at 101cruise.com.au. All of those specials we've talked about today are coming out in the newsletter that's coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Once you've signed up and you've got access inside the website, there are heaps of articles in the 101 Cruise magazine section like, is concierge on Disney Cruise Lines worth it? Will your kid fall overboard? Why choosing the right cruise line isn't easy? All those sorts of magazine articles are inside the website.
And don't forget, whether you've booked a cruise for us or not, you can always buy travel insurance via our website. It's NIB Travel Insurance, which is one of the best.
Yeah, and trust us, you'll find it hard to beat the rates that we can get for you, especially if you're in the airline industry. But even outside of the airline industry, compare us with any other travel insurance provider and you'll see the difference.
And on our next episode, we're going to give you 7 reasons to splurge on a suite on your next cruise. This is a great subject. I love it.
Well, that's it for this time. Say goodbye, Paul.
Say goodbye, Paul.
Say goodbye, Roof.
See you, Rolf.
For more, go to 101cruise.com.au and sign up for the newsletter and to get access to the site. You can also follow us on Facebook at 101 Cruise and on Instagram at 101 Cruises.